The archivists had witnessed the rise and fall of 10,000 civilizations. They existed beyond the constraints of flesh. Their consciousness spread across quantum matrices that spanned galaxies. They had seen species that could manipulate gravity with thought, empires that built stars from cosmic dust, and hive minds that encompassed entire solar systems. Yet humanity puzzled them. Senior archivist Vexnara materialized in the observation chamber, her form coalescing from pure information into something resembling matter. Before her floated the temporal display, showing Earth's timeline in shimmering threads of causality. She had been studying humans for 3 centuries, and still, they defied every pattern the archivists had catalogued. They should have collapsed by now, Vexnara murmured to her colleague, Threnok, who appeared beside her in a cascade of light. The war? Threnok asked, already knowing the answer. Wars? Plural? Constant? Unending? Vexnara expanded the display, showing the blood-soaked tapestry of human history. Every species we've observed reaches a critical threshold. They either achieve unity and ascend to the stars, or they destroy themselves. It's the great filter, the fundamental law of civilization. But not humans. No, not humans. Vexnara's form flickered with frustration. They fight. They kill each other over resources, ideology, and visible lines on maps. They split atoms and nearly incinerated their own world. They've come within moments of extinction dozens of times. And yet, she pulled up current data. Humans had reached their star system's edge. They had colonies on Mars and Europa. Their ships, crude by galactic standards but remarkable for their age, were preparing for interstellar travel. Their art, literature, and music had achieved a complexity that rivaled species twice their age. They shouldn't exist, Vexnara said. By every model we've built, every pattern we've observed, they should be dust. Another failed species that couldn't overcome its violent nature. Threnok studied the data streams flowing past. Perhaps our models are incomplete. Impossible. We've observed for 4 billion years. We've witnessed civilizations that succeeded or failed according to our definitions. Threnok interrupted gently. But humans don't fit either category. They're doing something else entirely. Vexnara was about to respond when an alert pulsed through their shared consciousness. A human vessel had just activated an experimental drive system near Neptune. The archive's sensors locked onto it automatically. This is it, Vexnara said. Their first true faster-than-light attempt. They'll either succeed and join the galactic community, or the drive will fail and set their space program back generations. The great cycle continues. They watched as the human ship, christened the Tenacity, charged its experimental Alcubierre drive. The crew of 12 represented Earth's nations, another anomaly. Most species achieve space travel only after global unification. Humans had done it while still maintaining hundreds of separate governments. The drive activated, space folded, and the Tenacity vanished, successfully entering superluminal travel. Remarkable, Threnok breathed. They've done it. But Vexnara wasn't celebrating. She was diving deep into the data, pulling up historical records, cross-referencing patterns. Her consciousness raced through the archives at speeds that would have shattered organic minds. I was wrong, she whispered finally. We were all wrong. There is no great filter. There is no binary outcome of unity or destruction. What do you mean? Vexnara pulled up comparative data, showing it all at once. The peaceful species that had achieved harmony before reaching space, and the extinct species that had destroyed themselves in nuclear fire. Both paths were clear, linear, predictable. Then she overlaid humanity's timeline. It was chaos. A jagged, impossible line that should have terminated 1,000 times but instead kept zigzagging forward. Wars and peace treaties, atrocities and acts of profound kindness, destruction and creation, happening simultaneously, constantly, eternally. We thought civilization was a path, Vexnara said slowly, with 2 possible endings. But humanity has shown us it's a cycle. They never stopped fighting. They never achieved perfect peace. They just learned to create faster than they destroyed, to build while burning, to reach for the stars while still struggling with their own shadows. She pulled up footage of the Tenacity's launch ceremony. The crew had included scientists from nations that had been at war just decades earlier. One of them wore a religious symbol that another crew member's ancestors had been killed for displaying. Yet there they were, entrusting each other with their lives, reaching beyond their world together. They carry their conflicts with them, Vexnara continued. Their violence, their tribalism, their irrationality. But they also carry their art, their compassion, their ability to change, not by transcending their nature, but by embracing all of it, the darkness and the light, and choosing every single day to keep moving forward. Threnok was silent for a long moment. So the great cycle isn't about reaching perfection. It's about maintaining motion despite imperfection. Yes. Vexnara watched as more human ships prepared for launch, each one carrying the full contradiction of their species. Every other race we've studied either purged their violent tendencies before reaching space or was consumed by them. Humans are doing something unprecedented. They're bringing everything, their wars, their peace, their hate, their love, and saying, "We'll figure it out along the way." An alert chimed. The Tenacity had dropped out of FTL near Alpha Centauri. Successful. The crew was already transmitting data back to Earth, their voices filled with wonder and excitement. They'll meet other species soon, Threnok observed. Species that achieved harmony millennia ago. Species that will look at human history with horror. Yes, Vexnara agreed. And humans will look at those species with equal confusion, unable to comprehend a civilization that never struggled with itself. Perhaps. She paused, formulating a thought that would have been heresy just hours earlier. Perhaps both paths are valid. Perhaps the universe needs both the species that found peace before the stars and the species that brought their wars with them and dared the cosmos to watch them overcome. She began updating the archives, revising 4 billion years of observation with a new understanding. The Great Filter wasn't a barrier to overcome. The Great Cycle wasn't about reaching an endpoint. It was about the journey itself, messy, violent, beautiful, and eternally human. In the observation chamber, 2 ancient beings watched as humanity took its first real steps into a galaxy that had never seen anything quite like them. And for the first time in eons, the archivists realized they had something new to learn. The cycle continued as it always had, as it always would. But now at least they understood what they were witnessing.